Hello and good afternoon, everyone. Just allow us a couple of minutes to get started. So, good afternoon, everyone. This is Prithvi Bapodra from Incubate Hub, and welcome to today's webinar where we will dive deep into the details of Accenture Women Founders Program. We are thrilled to have you all of you here, and as the session aims to provide you with valuable information and address any queries that you may have about the same. And during this webinar, the Accenture team will guide you through the sessions, ensuring you gain a comprehensive understanding of the program's purpose and benefits. I would like to now call upon Tina Phillip, our speaker for today's webinar from Accenture team. With her wealth of knowledge and expertise, Tina will lead us through this engaging session, sharing insights and valuable information about Accenture Women Founders Program Second Edition. Over to you, Tina.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Prithvi, for that kind introduction, and good afternoon to everyone who has joined. It is my pleasure and honor to be a part of this webinar. Okay. Tell you more about the Accenture Women Founders Program. But before that, a quick introduction from myself. So I'm Tina Phillip. I'm a principal director with the Accenture Ventures and Open Innovation team. I've been with Accenture and this team for the last 6 years. And prior to that, I was working with firms like IBM, Concentrix, ABB. I've also had a startup stint in between. And now I like to say that I'm in, the best of both places. I am within an enterprise, but working with startups. So that's just a quick background from my side. What I'd like to do, I think we have 30 minutes blocked today. What I would like to do is in about 10 minutes or so, quickly give you an overview about who we are, what we do at Accenture Ventures and Open Innovation, and then also talk, of course, about the Accenture Women Founders Program. So post that, I am open to taking any questions that all of you would have. And I hope that this will be informational for you and it would encourage you to apply for the Accenture Women Founders Program. All right, so in typical consulting style, I do have a couple of slides to share. So let me just try sharing my screen. Please give me a second. Okay, I hope my slides visible. Prithvi, if you could just confirm.
Yes, the slides are visible.
Perfect. All right. So, like I said, I just want to give a quick overview about Accenture Ventures and Open Innovation before I move into the Women Founders Program itself, because I think a lot of the questions that you may have will get covered in this itself. So, first of all, I would like to say that, the Accenture Ventures and Open Innovation, we basically partner with, invest in, and acquire B2B tech startups. So that's primarily whom we work with. We work with B2B technology startups. And what we help our enterprise clients do is we help in de-risking, deploying, and scaling startup solutions at our enterprise clients. So, as you may all know, Accenture, we are primarily a services company, and we drive our almost entire business through partnerships with products or software companies, right from Microsoft and SAP to Salesforce, Workday, and to our startup partners as well. So we actually consider startups as part of our partner ecosystem itself. At the top of the pyramid, of course, would be the Microsofts and SAPs of the world. And towards the bottom of the pyramid would be our startup partners, whom we would like to then move up the pyramid as we go on. So that is who we are. So that is the role that we play within the Accenture universe as well. And we, of course, cannot do this on our own. So we work with our colleagues from strategy and consulting, from tech, from Accenture Song, as well as Accenture Operations, which is Accenture's BPO business. So, like I said, I've been with this team for 6 years, but the team itself has been around for longer, about 7.5 years. And over this time, what the team has achieved is building what we call ecosystem partnerships, right? So we have built partnerships with tech partners like AWS, Microsoft, SAP, with investors, with angel networks, with incubators and accelerators. So mostly corporate accelerators, as well as industry bodies like NASSCOM, CII as well. And what this ecosystem helps us in do is it gives us access to the best of the best startups, and it also helps us in inviting our startups to join any of these programs as well. So that's the power of the ecosystem partnerships that we've built over the last 7 years, and this is something which we are quite proud of. So now the question would be, all right, this all sounds great, but what do you really do with this startup? So primarily it is the first one, which is open innovation, which is nothing but partnerships with startups. So we take the product startup, we put our services and consulting wrapper on it, and we take that to our clients. So you see some logos here. We have about, I would say, about 1,200 plus B2B tech startups in our startup database. And we then take them through a funnel out of which, currently we would have worked with more than 100 B2B tech startups from India. And some of the names you can see there. So Yellow.ai is a conversational AI chatbot. When we started working with them, they were sub 500K revenue, and today they're called a unicorn. So what we help Yellow in doing is getting access to enterprise clients. And sitting in India, they could access clients from North America, Europe, etc. Because that's what we do as a global organization. So we help startups scale and globalize, and that's exactly what we've done with startups like Yellow and Tropic, which is an emotional AI startup. WhatFix, which is into digital adoption. Visa is actually a mental wellness startup, which we are using within Accenture. So it started as a pilot within Accenture India, then scaled to all business units within Accenture India, and now Visa is being used, or it's available for all Accenture employees across the world. So these are all primarily driven as partnerships, and that's what we call our open innovation program. We also do investments and acquisitions, but as you can imagine, these are more select compared to our partnerships. So we have invested in a space startup called Pixel, and we've acquired two startups, Byte Prophecy and Flutura. Byte Prophecy is in the data analytics space, and Flutura is in industrial AI. So Flutura was just acquired just about a month back, I would say. Pixel was last year. Byte Prophecy is older. So we do partnerships, we do investments, we do acquisitions, and we also run what we call as strategic initiatives. One such initiative was the Accenture Ventures Challenge, which is an annual innovation challenge that we run, which is meant to identify the best B2B tech startups in certain areas. So every year we have a different theme. So we have had themes around Industry X, artificial intelligence. So this time it was what we call Tech Next, which is all about the next generation of technologies, which we think will radically change how Accenture is going to do business and how Accenture's clients are going to do business as well. So that's one. The Women Founders Program is another. So I'll cover that in a bit more detail in just a few seconds. And of course, we also collaborate with the top universities in India, like IIT Madras, IISc, as well as IIM Ahmedabad's CIIE.co, where we have research programs as well as startup programs running with all of them. So all of this together, what it helps us do is we offer these in a package to our clients, because our clients are also eager to work with startups. But in a lot of cases, what we tend to find is that the startup DNA is quite different from the enterprise DNA. And the enterprises, they're looking for stability, they're looking for scalability, and the startups are thinking about disruption and how to do this in days and weeks, whereas the enterprise is thinking months and quarters. So that's where we play the role of a bridge maker and come in between. So I just wanted to give you this quick snapshot about ventures and open innovation itself, because this is what we do on a day-to-day basis, and Accenture Women Founders Program is one strategic initiative of ours. So without further ado, I will move to that. So this was a program which we conceptualized last year in Feb, which is when we ran the first edition of the Accenture Women Founders Fund, or Accenture Women Founders Program, because we at Accenture we have clearly articulated certain gender diversity targets for ourselves internally. So, for example, we have a target that 50% of our employees should be women by 2025. So we then wanted to extend that to our vendors, our partners as well. And that's how this particular program came about as well. So this had the blessings of the top leadership within Accenture Technology India, who said, yes, we should not just be doing this for internal Accenture, we should also look at our partner ecosystem. So that's where we came up with this idea of the Accenture Women Founders Program. And last year, we had selected 5 women founders to be a part of this program. Similar application process was done. I think we had received close to 150 applications last year, out of which, after a multi-pronged selection process, we chose these 5 founders, and 5 very exciting startups that they run as well. So Kausambi is actually, she's ex Paytm, ex Myntra, and she has built a no code store automation engine, for e-commerce. So that's what she specializes in. So that's Mason. Chandralika has a very interesting background. She's actually a branding and marketing professional. But firm which focuses on fashion retail and metaverse. And their products include, body scanning, virtual try-ons, digital twins, etc. So that's Chandralika and big things. And then we have Ketaki, who has, along with 2 co-founders, she's put together a SaaS platform for employees to create skill passports. And they get to, register their interest, and they get to ask questions which will then elicit the tacit knowledge from within a larger enterprise. So that's what Beehive does. And then there was Nida with Knife. Again, this is about managing, deploying, and scaling applications on the edge. So edge computing is definitely coming in as a big area this time as well. And we had chosen Nida and Knife last year. And the last one is Dopelio Sharmila, who's the co-founder and head of engineering. Dopelio is actually a test automation platform for IoT applications. So these were the 5 founders that we had selected last time, and what we had offered to them was a grant as well as mentorship. Because when we started this program, we did go around and check all the literature. We did big surveys. We were really asking, what do women founders, especially of B2B deep tech startups, need? And in a lot of our cases, the answer came back as access to funds, how to actually approach enterprise clients, how to win with enterprise clients, how to build a network so that you gain momentum. So these were some of the things that came about. And that's what we tried doing with the first edition of the Accenture Women Founders Program. And we have learned our lessons as well, right? From what went right, what went wrong. So what went right was that we have an amazing set of 5 founders who are part of this program right now, and they have some superb mentors from within Accenture as well. including Mahesh Durale, who's actually a senior managing director with Accenture, and he leads all of Accenture technology in India. So very senior people guiding these founders and startups right now. And big things, for example, have gone on to build assets for Accenture. We are putting them in front of clients like H&M and Zara. Dopilio is getting integrated with our Industry X platform. Beehive is the one who's actually getting, mentored by Mahesh. So these are things which went well with the first edition. And if you ask me, what did not do well, so we actually stopped there, right? We gave the grant, we are continuing to provide the mentorship, but we did not do any, structured sessions with any of them. We didn't do the structured workshop, which is something which we want to change this time around. And of course, this program did get a lot of media attention as well, and our founders were featured on multiple outlets like Economic Times and and a whole host of online channels as well. So this is what we did with the first edition. And for, and taking all our learnings from that first edition, we have now started the second edition. And I'll spend some time here, and I'm also mindful that I should finish this in another 2 minutes so that I leave at least 10 minutes for questions. So I would say that the eligibility criteria does not really change. We are looking for founders and co-founders of tech startups who are either headquartered in India or, at least they have a registered office in India. We would like to have the women founder to, at least have equal, if not majority, shareholding in the company. Only because we want to ensure that we are really supporting women-founded startups. So that is a criteria as well. And we work best with early to growth stage B2B tech startups. So that's when we would like to continue to focus on. So when we say early to growth stage, I'm sure, you'll say, okay, are you talking about seed, Series A? It's not really from a funding standpoint. It's more about where you are on your product journey. Do you have a ready product? Do you have enterprise clients already? Or do you at least have early revenues from enterprise or even SMB clients? So that's what we are looking for. Unfortunately, we don't work very well with idea stage companies. So still putting together their team and product. Because we are better in doing the scaling from, I would say, 1 to 10 rather than 0 to 1. So that's why we prefer the early to growth stage B2B technology startups. So eligibility criteria does not really change. The themes, again, we're still focusing on enterprise tech, B2B deep tech. We're just calling out a few more areas like metaverse, space tech, advanced computing, and science tech, because these are what we call tech next. And Accenture believes that these are the ones which are going to really make a change in our clients' lives in the coming years. So if anyone is in these areas, we would love to speak to you. So those are the broad themes. Now, question is, yes, what do startups get out of this? You do get a grant just like before, but in order to actually build a custom solution for Accenture. So this is one slight change that we have done from last year, because we also want to ensure that out of this a meaningful relationship starts. And this can happen if we actually build a joint solution together, which then Accenture positions in front of multiple clients. So that's why we are saying that yes, the USD 15K would be to build a custom solution for Accenture, which just means that you already have your product. It would just mean perhaps customizing it for a particular industry. So we're not saying that you have to radically change your product. It's more of customization. So that's what we're looking for. Another one, like I said, is, we do hope to offer structured workshops this time, only on topics which are of interest, of course, to the selected women founders. And we also would like to offer external mentors as well, in addition to the Accenture mentors. Um, at the end of the day, of course, we would love to build a pipeline for our investments. So getting chosen for this program would also mean that, you get into the pipeline for a future investment, especially if you are in one of the tech next areas like metaverse, space tech, advanced computing, or science tech. And once you build the custom solution and we progress on the relationship, you would also get to join our Open Innovation Partner Program, which I talked to you earlier, where I take some examples like Yellow, Visa, Entropic, etc. So this is what we would offer to the selected women founders. And quickly touching on the timelines, applications are already open. The Incubate Hub team is helping us with the application process. Deadline is June 26th, so it would be great if you could all fill in your applications by then. After that, we need roughly 1 month to really filter the applications, do a couple of rounds of shortlisting before, of course, you go in front of the selection committee, which would be in the first week of August. And post that, of course, the POCs and the mentorship and the workshops will start post that. So that's quickly what I wanted to cover. Sorry for taking more time than intended, but I'll stop here and open it up for questions. I think a few questions have perhaps come in the chat window. Let me read that while others ask.
Peter, can I ask a question?
Yes, please go ahead.
Hi, my name is Nikita. I'm the co-founder of Integrity. It's an AI-based e-commerce listing optimization platform. I've already signed up for the program, so you don't need to send me the program. I did yesterday. Two things I wanted to check. So do I reap the benefits only if I'm selected, or can I still join the Accenture Venture Open Innovation Partner Program without being selected?
Okay, so the benefits here related to the USD 15K that I've mentioned, as well as the workshop and the mentorship, would be for the selected startup. And even the candidature for the investment is also better if you are a selected startup. For joining our Open Innovation Partner Program, there are other ways to do that as well, but I would say that this would be a priority path to get into the Open Innovation Partner Program as well. Because otherwise, if you go through the normal route, there are more checks and balances and more hoops that you may have to go through. Because we then start, looking at your current revenue, your clientele, kind of industries that you cater to, what are your differentiators, and a whole host of other parameters that we look into before we put you in front of clients. So I would call this like a priority path, if you will.
It's just that this is going to take the whole year to get evaluated, and I wouldn't mind just being evaluated simultaneously on that as well.
So this does not. So okay. So I mean, so this evaluation and selection will be done by August. So that way, it would be just a couple of months from now. But yes, I mean, happy to look at you otherwise as well.
Got it. Thanks, Tina.
Thank you.
Hi, Tina.
Can I go next?
Yes, please.
Hi, Tina. This is so. So we have been looking at partnering with consulting companies, and given the nature of our product, but I just figured out to ours is a horizontal kind of a product which is applicable to multiple industries and in different domains. Kind of fits well with the consulting kind of approach. How, given the structure of companies like Accenture or other consulting companies, it's typically that they're different directors or partners, going and talking to different kind of customers. How selected startups get socialized internally within Accenture? Because a lot of time it's the possibility that this is possible to do, and hence the pitch to the client using the startup solution could actually go better. However, that socializing within a big organization like Accenture, I see it as a challenge. So how are you solving for that within the program?
Okay, so what I think, Monica, and if I got this right, you're asking how do we socialize the startup solution within a large enterprise like Accenture. Did that get that right?
Correct.
All right. So I guess that's where we have sort of cracked the code, right? We've been at it for 7.5 years now. So we have multiple ways of doing this, something very tactical like a newsletter, which actually goes out to a large chunk of Accenture, along with a lot of webinars and meetings that we organize with large sets of Accenture folks. So that's one. The second would be the more valuable one, which is the targeted outreach. Because we have been in this system and we know the different account leads, we know the industry leads, we kind of can say that, this particular solution would be best if this is pitched to this particular business group, and within this business group, it's going to be this particular person. So we help you navigate, in one sense, the Accenture enterprise system, which is not usually very easy if you are a startup coming from outside. So that's exactly our job. It is to navigate the Accenture system and put the best of Accenture plus the startup in front of the client.
Sure. So that, and I totally agree with you. I mean, it's not easy for as a startup to figure out, who is pitching to who and where could it be relevant. So if I a small further add-on question. So how frequent is this exercise? How frequently is this exercise done? Because this is kind of an ongoing thing, right? So you're pitching to your customers every day, in parts of the world and in different parts of the organization. So how frequent is this exercise done in terms of mapping that, who would be the right audience to go and talk to and have a deeper engagement within Accenture?
Okay, it would depend on the stage of your startup. Because again, there's a process that we follow where we, as the Ventures and Open Innovation team, run a set of initiatives. And once you've crossed a certain maturity, we actually hand you off to the business teams themselves, who then run their own cadence and frequency. So it would really depend on the stage that your current product is and the number of enterprise clients you would have. Because one is definitely around information and awareness. The next stage is actually doing what we call POCs, or proof of values. And typically after that, then the business takes over. So we do the hand-holding for the information and the POC.
And when, so we are about close to $1 million in revenue. So I think we are we're kind of early to growth stage revenues and already working with enterprise customers. But regardless, so when we talk about handing over to the business teams, who exactly are you referring to?
So this would be, so in Accenture, everything runs by industry. So we have 5 major industry groups, CMT, HMPS, FS, resources, products. So we have people within these whom we hand over to. So because they are the ones who actually take all the solutions to the different clients within that industry.
Okay, thank you so much. And how many people are you selecting? How many companies are being selected for this? What's the number?
We're going to select 5 as part of the current edition of the Women Founders Program.
Thank you so much, Tina. Much appreciated.
No worries. I do see quite a few hands. So I'm just going to go with Pooja because that's the first one on my screen. Pooja?
Yeah, hi Tina. My name is Pooja Somshekhar and my venture name is Contents Dynamics Private Limited. We fall under ITS, IT services. We do technical communication and digital content creation. With the initial, we have an initial traction through our service offerings. And my question is, are urged to come up with our own product and it's in idea stage?
Pooja, so like I said, we typically work with product companies because Accenture is a services company ourselves. And we would then be competing with Accenture in some way if you're a services company. And, that's not something that we would like as well, right? So we typically work with product companies because then we can wrap around our services and consulting to that.
Okay, thank you.
Shiva, if you'd like to go next.
Yes, thank you, Tina. So my venture name is 10xG Martech Solution. So basically, we are developing a business strategy and plan development platform for startup and SME in growth stage. So in fact, since this platform is, and my company is in registration process. So I wanted to know, so it will take time. I'm sure by June 26th, it will not get through, it's in progress. So will my company be eligible?
Unfortunately, we would need the registration to be completed simply because, we enter into contracts or agreements with the selected startups. In order to do that, they would need a registered entity for us to even transfer any funds. So unless there's a registered entity to do that, it would be a bit difficult, Shiva.
Okay. So I have already submitted my application. So I think I should.
No problem at all. We will still take a look, but yeah, because of the commercial arrangements that we have to do, we would need a registered entity.
So will you be rolling out some other initiatives like this for startups?
So another one is actually which will get rolled out is something related to sustainability. So we run a sustainability accelerator program along with IIM Ahmedabad. So that one's in the works now as well. We've completed one cohort of 10 startups. We are going to start on the second one, but that's really on sustainability.
Okay. So currently my startup is being incubated at IIM Bangalore, NSR cell.
Okay, wonderful.
So that was the reason. Since it's a technical thing, I thought Accenture could be the best institution to be associated with to help me get my technical mentoring done there. Anyway.
You are right. In fact, for actually Beehive and even one of the others, that's what the mentors helping them with. They are actually reviewing the tech architecture because, when you have to sell to enterprise clients, the kind of checks and balances that are required are quite different from selling to, say, startups or SMBs. So for two of those startups, actually, the mentors actually helped in getting the tech arc review done. So you're not wrong, Shiva, but yeah, we would need.
Yeah, I understand. Thank you. Thank you so much for taking my question. Thanks.
No worries. Karina?
Hi, Tina. So my startup's called Hum Care, and we're a maternity and a family building benefits B2B healthcare company. We're actually building something for Accenture itself right now, a custom program. So I had a question in terms of the eligibility criteria. I didn't specifically see, health tech in the eligibility criteria. So I wanted to check, as a B2B health tech company, also linked to the future of work, would we qualify for this program?
Yes, Karina. So we kind of put everything under enterprise tech. So you would notice that we have not broken it out, saying retail and HR. So our focus is B2B and enterprise. So if you feel that your startup falls under that bucket, definitely you would be eligible.
Awesome. Thanks so much, Tina.
Thank you. Sarita?
Yeah, hi Tina. I'm Sarita Chand. I'm founder of Skill Startup. This is my third startup, and we primarily work in enterprise tech, learning as a service platform. And we are focusing on using generative AI for personalization and knowledge management. So we raise a small seed round because we are already launched with a couple of enterprises. So hope that's not a constraint when we are applying for the Accenture.
No, not at all. So so you saw some of the names that I mentioned under open innovation, Entropic or Yellow.
Yeah.
We have not invested in any of them. So it's actually Bloom and Lightspeed and others who have invested in them. So that's not an issue at all. we don't mind that at all. And usually investors like it that corporates are. In fact, we get calls from our investor friends saying, has Accenture evaluated them? Are you working with them? Because that's like a big tick mark when it comes to enterprise tech. So not an issue at all for us.
Awesome. Thank you.
Sonia?
Hi, Tina. Tina, I just wanted to know that I'm a filmmaker and I've been building an identity ecosystem for the creator economy. So, like you said, that the fitment is evaluated on the basis of what can go to your partners and in internal use. So, I mean, would a solution for the creator economy be anything in the horizon or not really?
Let me put it this way. Is there any way that this would be tied to the metaverse?
Yes, it is. Also,
Also. So then I would say partly yes. But
okay.
if you're only creator economy, yeah, because we don't do B2C, so that's not our cup
No,
of
it's a
tea.
B2B. It's a B2B solution. But I mean the solution in the TG, everything is creator economy. So I mean, so that's just what I was curious because it's linked. What you said, it has to do with people around Accenture. So I mean, our few of our tools for successes are being built in the Web3 and has a presence in the metaverse. But that's a part of the work.
We would love to evaluate Sonia because I mean,
Sure.
unfortunately, 2 seconds I wouldn't want to.
No, fair. So I've already applied. We've already applied, so that would be there with you.
So we're kind of waiting for the deadline to really go
Sure.
through the filtration process. So yeah.
Perfect. Thank you. Thanks.
So, Aditi?
Hi, Tina. So I was
Hi.
just wondering, does Accenture have an ESG vertical or an ESG practice?
Oh, yes. So our CEO, Julie Sweet, actually says that sustainability is the new digital. So we are very, very, very focused on sustainability and have been for the last 2 years. So we have an entire practice dedicated to sustainability consulting. We also have a practice dedicated to sustainability within Accenture Technology as well. So both technology and consulting, we're very, 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 very focused on sustainability. So yes, it's a huge focus area for us. So within sustainability, we have areas such as transition to net zero, sustainable value chain, which is about actually making your entire supply chain sustainable. And then we have what we call sustainable technology, which is more to do with moving to the cloud and reducing your compute power, and a bunch of others. So these are the 3 main ones. And of course, sorry, the 4th one being sustainability measurement analytics. So as you can imagine, that's a big area for Accenture where we are helping our clients measure where they stand on ESG currently. So sustainability measurement, analytics, and performance is huge for us as well.
Awesome. So basically B2B SaaS deep tech for supply chain scope 3 is something that you would be interested in, I guess.
Scope 3 is always of interest because it's so hard.
Yeah. All right. Great. Thank you. Thank you.
Kalyani?
Hi, thanks for taking my call. Hi, Tina. I'm a founder of Umbrum.ai. Now, it's a B2B SaaS enterprise solution for fashion industry. So we connect, buyers with manufacturers and their vendors worldwide. So that's the solution that we've built. And we have released it recently. Now the issues that we are facing is, B2B, the selling it takes a long time.
It does.
First, it takes 2 to 3 months, 7 to 8 meetings. So that is where we are losing, I would say, our traction. So that's where we thought that it'll be great. And especially, if you want to, the best place for Umbrum is to be in Europe and in North America to start with. So do you have teams that can work with us on this particular, area? Second, I understand when you said customization, a lot of people ask for customization. So our platform works like a base and then they want certain things to be built. These are also questions that we're facing these days. I mean, it's been happening for past 3-4 months. So these are the two challenges that we have. And the reason that we applied to Accenture is to give us a strong base that in an enterprise, a company like Accenture is backing us. And second is to facilitate communication and close the deal, to close the deal.
Got it, Kalyani. So the enterprise sales, of course, take several months. So there's no two ways about it, unfortunately. It's not like a B2C SaaS platform where you're getting the recurring revenue without even having meetings. So enterprise sales is long, it is hard. But where companies like Accenture would come in, of course, is because once we know the solution and once we know whom to pitch to, you may not even be doing the initial few meetings. You actually come in much later. So you're saving on the bandwidth there. So that's one. So that's what I've seen with enterprise things. And I'm not going to sugarcoat it, right? It's still going to be hard.
No, it is not, Tina. It's tough. And we've been trying to do it since last November. We had some 10, we're talking to big companies. We're not talking like Shahi is the biggest manufacturer, but at the same time, I'm looking into Bangladesh because they are very good. The manufacturing is pretty strong there. We've also got Blue Ocean Award, so that opened up France as a market. So, but the point is, you need someone who can speak French to talk to the clients. These are the problems I'm facing. Though they understand Amram very well because they understand fashion very well. But the kind of concerns that I have is people constantly tell me, get someone who can speak French, Kalyani, who can pick up the phone and talk to them in French.
All right. So see, Accenture, like any other IT company, we work in the onshore-offshore model. So what you are talking about is the onshore presence, right? So we absolutely have that, and we have their counterparts in India. So that's the advantage that we have in India, that all the delivery happens for all these global clients from India. So we have that tag team there, so that yes, we do have those French speakers, but you can just deal with the folks from India because they're the ones who would be handling delivery.
Okay. So yeah, these are the questions I had. And at this point of time, we are actually giving our product, it's on a beta stage, and it is not revenue. We are not we're pre-revenue right now. So do you think that would be a deal breaker?
We prefer people post revenue because of this reason, right? Because we put them in front of our clients. And when we do that, we need to ensure that this is something that the startup already has done and is capable of delivering. So that's why we typically look for post revenue. In our open innovation partner program, for example, that it has to be post revenue. But in the Women Founders Program, we because of the maturity of the ecosystem as well, we do take a bit of a more liberal view.
All right. Thank you so much, Tina.
Thank you.
Bye-bye. Yeah, thanks.
I don't see any other raised hands. I'm not sure whether I missed anything on the chat messages. So if, happy to take any other questions if anyone has. Prithvi, anything else that I should address? Or did I lose Prithvi?
Thanks, Tina. I think we're good. Take care. Bye-bye.
Thank you. So if there are no further questions, I would like to thank all of you for joining and for keeping this interactive. Hope all of you will apply for this program. I'm sure it will make a difference in your lives, and would encourage your other women entrepreneur friends also to consider. So thank you so much for your time. It's been a pleasure.